Rugby World Cup Team of the Week, Week 4, folks. Once again, the school holiday edition where my kids are in the other room, and I'll try and get this done quickly. I would have liked to spend more time looking up my stats, but such is life. We're still in the pool stages. There's lopsided results left, right, and centre. Some tight games, so they're kind of hard to compare, but we're still going to go through 15 guys, highlight them, and as always, you guys can let us know your thoughts. Props, I'm going to go with an Aussie. Gus Bell, he's been a pretty good pick, I think, in the old fantasy, because he bags himself a try, he gets through some run meters, 23 of them, he beats 3 defenders in the game against Portugal, he passes 3 times, he makes 10 from 10 tackles, doesn't concede any penalties, wins a turnover. He did Angus Bell stuff. He's a really good loose head prop, and he's still only a young man. Very, very impressive from him. He's got a great work rate, and could develop into a long-time or long-term player for the Wallabies. Could rack up a lot of caps. Props can genuinely go the distance. So Gus Bell, it's not been Australia's campaign, but did pretty well. Propping the scrum for Australia. Fijian as well, Tonga. He's another one who loves just some open space. I love that about him. He got more meters than Gus Bell, which is saying something, and from fewer carries, 7 runs, 32 meters from him. Didn't quite bag a try. You feel like he would have liked one, but he gets 3 clean breaks. 1 clean break, which for a prop is pretty ridiculous, but he is Fijian. He gets a defender beaten. He has also 3 passes as well. Not quite as prolific with the tackling, 7 from 9. But the scrum from Fiji was certainly pretty powerful. And, the forwards did a pretty good job. He does concede a penalty, which is one kind of negative on his performance. But overall, thought those 2 guys both did pretty well. Hooker, it's maybe a little bit of a left field one in old Dion Fourie. Taking into account that the guy doesn't usually start test matches at hooker. In fact, this is his first ever time to do so and hasn't played as a hooker for a number of years as a kind of regular part of his job. He's been training there. But man, against Tonga, he scores a try. It's a maul try. What else? He has 13 runs for 18 meters, so very busy. Remember, he shifts to the back row later in the game. Beats a couple of defenders. Makes 11 from 12 tackles. Does the Dion Fourie thing, which he's been known for a number of years now, by getting the job done at the breakdown. 3 turnovers, 1. He can kind of channel a bit of Malcolm Marx in that regard as a hooker who gets turnovers, although he's usually a loose forward that gets turnovers. And the line out, despite the fact that it wasn't always the cleanest ball, they still managed to secure ball on their own throw more often than not. I think they finished at 94% at the weekend in the box. So, yes, good bit of experience in the bank for him, starting a test match at hooker. Locks, I've gone with one of the Kiwis in old Brodie Retallick. He is certainly one of the best locks in the world, man. I mean, the game against Italy was so lopsided, it's kind of hard to put it into context, but many of the big-name All Blacks players stood up, including Brodie Retallick. He finished the game with a try, as did many of the All Blacks guys, to be fair. 7 runs, 17 meters from him. 10 passes. 10 passes. Really gets his hand on the ball. Only 4 from 4 tackles, but the All Blacks had that much ball. It's kind of hard to criticize him for that. 4 lineouts won, 2 lineout steals. Very, very disruptive on the Italian play. 2 penalties conceded is the only kind of real negative I could find with old Brodie for that one. Other lock I went with another one of the guys from the big results, and old Sam Skinner from Scotland. Also pretty busy shift in that demolition of Romania. He has 12 runs for 35 meters, which for the second row is pretty good. He includes a clean break and all that. 17 passes. I thought Brodie's 10 was a decent amount for a lock, but no, 17 for Sam Skinner. Again, it's a lopsided result. But then he also makes 13 from 13 tackles. So he does a bit of everything. He wins 9 lineouts. He's just very, very involved. He does have a penalty conceded as well. But goodness gracious me, to get so much just involvement in the game is an absolute coach's dream. Runs, passes, tackles, line-out work, everything. Yeah, big game for them up against Ireland in this final week of pool stage play. Loose forwards, I went with one of the Japanese guys. You could have gone with any one of their back rowers, really, but Michael Leach, yeah, Good old stalwart for the Japanese side and not slowing down. A try. All the Japanese back rowers got tries. He got one of them. He has 8 runs for 43 metres, which is a heck of a return. Against the pretty strong Samoan pack, he gets a clean break and beats 2 defenders. He has 9 passes. His involvements with his ability to chuck the ball around has always been great. He continues on there. 17 from 18 tackles, also a huge defensive shift. Wins 7 lineouts. He's their top lineout man. He does have 1 penalty conceded, but goodness me, Japan's going to miss him when he retires. Another flanker, this time one of the Argentinian guys, Juan Gonzalez. 2 tries from him. The Argentinian forwards certainly bullied the Chilean pack around at times. I mean, the back still got going a few times as well, but the forwards really did a great job. He gets 10 runs, 36 metres, beats 5 defenders, which is massive, has a clean break as well. He has 10 from 12 tackles. He wins a line out. He wins a turnover. He passes. He offloads. 3 passes, 2 offloads. I'm pretty sure they count it. Like each pass is an offload. So of the 3 passes he threw, 2 were offloads kind of thing. So he likes chucking the ball around confidently. He does concede 2 penalties, but yeah, you got to give credit somewhere in the side to that dominant performance from the Argentinian forwards. So Juan Gonzalez is a good rep for them. And then you'd be hard-pressed to find a guy who played better this week at number 8 than Adi Savia did against Italy. Goodness gracious me. 2 tries. A try assist. Not a bad start. He has 100 run meters, which is more than most loose forwards get from 12 carries, which is a great return. Like Gonzalez, he beats 5 defenders. He also gets 2 clean breaks. He has 11 passes and 3 offloads, so also a guy who likes to get his hands on the ball. 4 from 5 tackles, so the All Blacks guy's not called upon to do as much defending. Wins a line out, wins a turnover, does concede 1 penalty, but goodness me. Like, he is genuinely world class. Love watching him play. He's one of our kind of generational talents here in NZ. Another Kiwi at number 9. I was going to go with the Uruguayan guy Arata, but it's hard to pass up 3 tries from Aaron Smith. Yeah, he's having a great swan song thus far. He's getting his involvements. He's getting played pretty much every game, whether it be from the bench or whether it be starting. 3 tries. Who saw that coming? Including one from the back of a maul. Disgraceful. 4 runs, 24 metres, beats 2 defenders, 41 passes, 3 from 3 tackles, doesn't concede any penalties. Don't know when his last game's going to be, but he's going out with a bit of a bang thus far. Number 10, I went with one of the Scottish guys, and old Ben Healy gets his World Cup start and makes the most of it against Romania. He scores a try. He has 11 conversions, so he finishes with 27 points, which is a whopping total, but Scotland put on a lot of points. 18 runs for 135 metres. I mean, they were getting free runs for days, honestly, the Scottish guys. 2 clean breaks, 6 defenders beaten, but you got to work for it. And geez, they're just so sharp. 50 passes, 3 offloads, 6 kicks from hand, 3 from 4 tackles. Does have 3 turnovers conceded, but they had that much ball. It kind of makes sense, but great experience in the bank for him as well. The Scottish theme continues. Number 12, Cameron Redpath. Another guy on his World Cup debut finishes with 2 try assists. His ability to put other guys into space is pretty phenomenal. 15 runs, 77 metres, 3 clean breaks, 9 defenders beaten, 17 passes for a 12. It's pretty high. 8 from 9 tackles, a kick from hand. Yeah, it does concede a penalty for that 1 negative, but yeah, another guy with a bit of experience in the bank. The fact that he's behind Tuipulotu in the pecking order speaks to a bit of depth in that Scottish midfield. Hey, and man, speaking of the Scottish midfield, goodness me, no wonder I've got this jersey on. Chris Harris, another guy. I mean, he seemed is he going to give Hugh Jones a run for his money at the midfield because he's playing really well? He finished the game with a try and a try assist. He also had 17 carries. 104 metres from him, beat 6 defenders on the way, 6 defenders beaten, 1 clean break, 21 passes. Like, his involvement rate was huge. He was certainly one of the guys of the match. Didn't get man of the match because Darcy Graham got 4 tries, but still he was right up there. 5 from 6 tackles, offloaded 5 times, which is not something I always think when I think Chris Harris, but 21 passes, massive. Massive involvement from him. So a bunch of Scottish guys. Outside backs, I've gone with one of the losing team guys in the Georgian, who is usually a fullback, but David Niniashvili out on the left wing this week. He's still dangerous, and boy, he's got a big boot on him. He kicked a couple of whoppers in terms of long-distance penalties to get himself 6 points on the board for Georgia, kind of proving that if you don't mind your discipline, they can punish you from a long distance. He did that. 8 runs, 72 metres, 3 clean breaks, 2 defenders beaten. He is real dangerous up against some pretty dangerous Fijian wingers. And for an outside back, 9 from 9 tackles against Fiji is a great shift. 8 passes, 2 offloads, does have a turnover conceded, but yeah, he's a real weapon. He's another kind of generational talent. But for the Georgians, another guy, saw this pick coming. He'll probably be in the thumbnail. Darcy Graham. He'll probably never beat these numbers in the rest of his career. 4 tries, 2 assists, 23 runs, 213 metres for an individual is insane. 7 clean breaks, 14 defenders beaten, 11 passes, 2 offloads, 8 from 8 tackles. He does have a penalty conceded and a turnover conceded, but those are some whopping numbers. If you had him in your fantasy team, you scored well. Hopefully he was your captain, because that's insane. Like, some of those tries were just nuts. He's got such gas. He's got such a great eye for the game. Really, really good stuff from him. And then the fullback, I can't forget that the Uruguayans played in Namibia this week. Baltazar Amaja finishes with a couple of tries. That second finish where he dots down in the corner is a proper thing of beauty finish. There was a few of those this week, but he gets one of them. He has 10 runs for 42 metres. He beats 5 tackles, has a clean break, 4 passes, makes both his tackles 2 from 2. Does have a couple of turnovers conceded, but yeah, ultimately pretty fantastic. Who else was there this week? Off the top of my head, Ben Tamiafuna was fantastic. Lavani Botia was fantastic. A bunch of the other Scottish guys were fantastic. Likewise, some of the All Blacks guys were pretty fantastic. We could be here for days singing the praises of other guys. I already mentioned Arata was another certain chance to pick at number 9. But those are my 15 for this week. Who would you be picking if you were picking a 15? If you want to check out this guy in an abandoned building in Wuhan, China, there's a video up there. 2 cents on tour. I was in China. I decided to check out one of those kind of ghost towns, and I explored it and lived to tell the tale. Up there in the corner, 2 cents on tour. Check it out if you are hankering for some stuff to watch as we wait for more rugby. You guys let us know your thoughts, and I'll talk to you guys again soon. See you later.